In section 2.1, we're going to talk about the transformations of quadratic functions, quadratics, or parabolas. So the general equation for a parabola is g of x equals a times x minus h in parentheses squared plus k. These letters a, h, and k impact the general equation for a quadratic. The general equation is y equals x squared. That's the parent function. And that function looks like this, where the vertex is at the origin, 0, 0. When you have this case, the h is going to move it to the right or to the left, and the k is going to move it up or down. So you're going to have a new vertex from 0, 0 to now a point that is going to be h units left or right, or k up or down. So your h is going to be moving it to the right or to the left by a certain number of units, and the k is going to move the parabola up or down, depending upon if it's negative or positive. The a part is going to be a vertical stretch or shrink. Vertical stretch or shrink. And what that means is it's going to be either narrower if it stretches, or it's going to be wider if it shrinks. And so also, if a is negative, that means it's going to reflect over the x-axis. Let's look at a couple of general examples. Notice that when you have this blue line, this blue quadratic is where your h is going to be positive. So it'd be x minus some positive value. Is going to move it to the right. And if h is negative, it's going to be the red parabola. When you have a k, that's going to shift it up or down. Positive would be blue, negative would be red. Describe the transformation f of x equals x squared, represented by this. Now, what I would do is just think about the vertex. So the vertex of this particular parabola is going to be at -4, -1. So I can say the transformation is going to be, it's going to the left, the left 4 units, and or you could say it's going to move to the -4 to the left, but left 4 units, and it's going to go down 1 unit. So when I graph this, you don't have to spend a lot of time, but I do want to see numbers in it. You're going to see that it's going to be at -4 and -1. And then I just have to make sure that the direction is correct. Notice that it's positive here. That means it's going to open up. So the parabola is going to look like this. And that's it for now. Describe the transformations of f of x equals x squared, represented by g, then graph each of these. Let's just think about what those vertices are. This is going to be at 3, 0, and I know that it's going to be going up. So you know it looks something like this. Again, marking that 3 so I can tell what that vertex is. Again, the vertex is 2. It's going to be 2 to the right and 2 down. So this point right here, 2 to the right and 2 down, that's going to be your vertex, and it's going to be going up again. Again, I would like to see that this is going to be clearly marked as a 2 and a -2, showing what that vertex is all about. And this one has got a vertex which is going to be -5, +1. Without counting all of these, you can just put a mark here and say that's going to be -5, and this is going to be equal to 1, so it spreads it out nicely, and then you know that's going to also open up. So the idea on this is to get the vertex, and that's going to help you identify which way it translates. And in the next lesson, we're going to talk about the shrinking, stretching, and the reflection.